Where have you seen me proactively looking for ways to contribute?
I've seen Zuleiky and had the privilege of observing her in various settings. I think one of the ways I've seen her being really proactive in terms of her contributions to our community here at Doulos has been through her service. She pursued the opportunity to get involved with Doulos Student Leadership Council and leading her classmates and her peers through her service in a leadership position. Also in a classroom setting, when she is really gifted at observing when there is a lull or when there's a quiet in class, and she'll often be the first to take a risk.
Ways have I used critical thinking in any area you've seen me?
One example that I can think of where Zuleiky showed critical thought had to do with a class, her entrepreneurship class. She and her group mates were working on a project or a business that they were looking to start as entrepreneurs. And so they decided to schedule a meeting with me to see the feasibility of opening a student center here on campus. And as I talked with them, I really appreciated her level of critical thought, thinking if we're going to have a student center on campus, like we need to talk with the director in the process.
About a time where you saw me act after thinking through something.
Zuleiky, when you asked me this question, I immediately thought of the situation earlier this year that we had with the DSLC. And the reason that comes to mind is because I feel like we presented you with an issue. Hey, this happened, and we're gonna give you a few days to respond to some questions. And when you came before us to respond with these questions, physically, I saw that you came with a whole notebook where you had written down like all of your thoughts, right? But not only that, your responses weren't just shallow responses of, yes, I did this, this is why I feel bad for it. No, I saw this thinking and reflecting over your actions. And on top of that, I feel like your responses went above and beyond of what we asked of you.
What evidence is there that proves that I am a critical thinker?
I've seen you use critical thinking a lot in class with just discussions about books, and it takes a lot of critical thinking to dig into a book and really understand it and understand themes, and I just always noticed that came easily to you. So whether it was like in lit circles when we were talking, you always went a little deeper sometimes than the rest of your group, which showed me you're really critically thinking about the book. So that's one example.
What evidence is there that I've recalled facts, opinions, and concepts?
Yeah, I think definitely I can tell that you are understanding what's going on in class because your grades are always really good. When we're having discussions in class, I feel like you participate, you understand what's going on, you can engage with the texts we're using and things like that. So, yeah, and I think always on like quizzes, you always can answer, you can use the vocab words and sentences, so it's obvious that you're interacting with the material well and retaining it and understanding it.
How can you describe my focus while solving problems?
I think your focus is really in the right place when solving problems, because a lot of people come to a problem with kind of like a selfish focus, and they want to say, I need to get what I need to get out of this. And I've noticed that when you solve problems, like there's a lot of humility with it, and you're trying to go for like what actually should happen and not just what.
All right, where have I seen you take initiative to solve a problem? I have seen you take initiative to solve relational problems. Thinking about you, Zuleiky, I remember when Gabby passed away. I remember specifically that you were very quick to support your classmates and your friends who are grieving, and also very quick to figure out ways to honor Gabby's parents. You worked really hard on Gabby's memorial. You worked really hard, even though you were hurting, to support others and figure out healthy ways for your friends to grieve and remember Gabby. And that was the first area in terms of problem solving that jumped out at me, just your giftedness in problem solving specifically in relation to relationships and your friends and your peers, and entering into their problems well.
How I perform under pressure?
I think the main ways I've seen you perform is when there's something that is a big pressure situation for you. If you're taking a test, I've seen that you just are very meticulous, very sure.
Can you please explain how I use problem-solving strategies to address a problem at school?
I think I've seen you do this in a couple different ways. I think the main thing is you really try the best you can to solve the problem by using several different methods. Whether it is going to other people you trust for advice or talking amongst classmates, you're always going to get second opinions.
Do you think I am a good critical thinker? Why or why not?
I think you are and have shown that you can be a good critical thinker. Several of the projects or papers that I've received from you, I always see that you're looking and analyzing the issue or the question that you're trying to answer, and you try to work through it and come to the right conclusion instead of just guessing the first thing.